Okay, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. This is actually a virtual PLC of what I have attended for 2 days on 18 and 19 of March 2024, which is a BENGKEL PENATARAN and PEMANTAPAN pelaksanaan remedial instructions di bawah HIP for academic session 2024 and 2025. This is under it is a training program under PPT SENTUL and PPT KERAMAT. So So what is RI? RI is actually a remedial instruction program which is arranged for students who have temporarily fallen behind in their studies. It is offered to students in need of special assistance and it starts immediately after identifying a learning challenge to help a student to catch up in their studies. So basically it is a program pemulihan specifically for English. Before this, we only have pemulihan for PM and mathematics. So they took initiative to do pemulihan for English as well. So when it comes to pemulihan, the teacher usually takes initiative in offering remedial instruction, which can be arranged either during normal school hours or after school hours. Okay, this program can be done uh, throughout your lesson, or you can also do this remedial hours after the school hours, which is you can do the extra class, okay, extra remedial class, reading class or whatsoever. And before starting instruction, some school contact the parents, guardians to ensure continuous support for the student even at home. Okay, it is not what we call it. It is not one man work. It including all people, including the parents, including the school, including the NGO as well. So it is not a one man show. We need everyone to work together in order to help these pupils to uh, to be assisted so that they won't becoming the RI students anymore, right? And next, and next, before we do anything, we need to know the root cause analysis. So this process is a tool to help you identify individual challenges at the start of the academic year. So it is what we should do at the very early stage of our lesson. So the first one is we need to define the problem. We need to know what is our pupils' problem. So we need to have their profile. Second one, we need to collect and analyze student data. The third one, we need to identify cause and causes. Why do these students become remedial? And the next step is we need to create and implement solutions. The last one, we need to evaluate the outcomes. Okay, next. So the second step is to collect and analyze student data. So when the students is in year four, which means that they were previously in their year three. So in order to get their data, we need to look from their year three performance data, which can be taken from the mid-year and the end of year assessments. We need to know their result, their tipping whatsoever, and then actually this time we need to do this step by involving all the pupils, not just focusing on the remedial pupils, because remedial in English doesn't have correlation with remedial in PM. So that's why we need to involve all the pupils. So the first thing that we need to do is we need to collect the writing samples, which we can get from their year three work or their year three assessments, uh, or we can also do a new assessment for them at the early of the lesson. Okay, and then if the students can write, it means that they won't have to do the next step, which is they wouldn't need to do the speaking, the listening, or the uh, reading test anymore, which means that they are not remedial. If they can write, it means they are not remedial pupils. And then, okay, once okay, once the we identify the cause and causes, we need to use the writing rubric to establish possible root causes. Okay, once we have collected their tests, their writing assessments. We need to identify them according to the rubric. So we need to arrange them into four levels according to the writing rubric: pre A1, low A1, mid A1, and high A1. Which means pre A1 is the lowest level of the rubric. So students who seem to be writing at mid A1 and high A1 level are on track and to be able to follow the U4 curriculum with limited challenges. So these pupils are most likely not the remedial pupils. That was I said just now. If the students can write and their writing fall on mid A1 or high A1, that means we can just teach them the year 4 syllabus. If the students still cannot achieve mid A1 and high A1, that means they are remedial pupils and they cannot follow the year 4 syllabus. Okay? And for students who are pre A1 and low A1, we need to proceed to use the reading diagnostics tools to further drill down the which CFR level these students are at. We need to know their other skills, which skills they fall under, which is are they still under pre A1 or low A1, right? Next. Okay, for step four, which is create and implement solutions. In this step, this is actually an ongoing process throughout the academic year. So, once we have identified the possible causes of low English proficiency students, so we can be able to understand what extra support our students need to be able to progress. Do they need support in phonics? Do they need support in phonemic awareness? Or do they need support in reading comprehension, vocabulary, grammar, speaking, and etc.? And then we need to approximate the level of our students' CFR using all the data sources from step 2, which means we need to forecast. We need to target them to get a higher level of CEFR instead of just um, getting low A1 or pre A1. And then we can know which level of activity students should do from the remedial instruction toolkits. Okay, we need to know which activities they need, which all of these activities can be taken from the RI toolkit that I've checked with all of you. Everything is in there. So you just need to choose and use. That's it. So this is the RI teacher action plan. So once we already identify our students, which are remedial instruction students, we need to do an action plan. This is the examples of the action plan. We need to focus, like for instance, we need to do this RI for 6 months. Right? For instance, for the first and second months, what should we do? What should we focus? Should we focus on the phonics? Should we focus on the listening or whatsoever? It is up to the needs of our RI pupils. And then this is the CFR level. And then this is the CFR level of testing. Like I said, we start doing the assessment for RI begins with week one at our very first of the lesson, which is writing. We should start testing them with writing skill first. If they can write, that means they are not the remedial pupils. So that means that they are not required to do the other uh, tests like listening, speaking, and reading. And then week two, students who are pre A1 and low A1, which we already recognize uh, from the writing that we ask them to write, we need to take the reading diagnostic test. We do the reading diagnostic test on the second week. And on the third week, we need teacher places all the students in appropriate level. So we need to segregate, we need to put in group which student falls under pre A1, which student falls under low A1. So for pre A1 to low A1 reading diagnostic tools, so this tool will help us to understand whether our students can recognize letter, whether our students are able to recognize sound patterns, whether our students can hear individual letter sounds, or whether our students can understand the main idea, specific information and details or short simple text. This is falls under reading comprehension. Next one. Next one. So for there are actually four tools to be applied in assessing our RI pupils. The first tool is recognizing letters. The second tool is recognizing the sound patterns. The third tool is recognizing individual letter sounds. And the fourth tool is reading comprehension. All of these tools are in the R1 toolkit that I've just sent in the Telegram group. So you can get all these tools from the RI toolkit, okay, which make it easier for us to do the test. And then this is how we record our diagnostic tools for our students. Okay, this is for the students that we have recognized, the RI students, which falls under level pre A1 to low A1 reading diagnostic. We write their name and then we categorize them. Letter for tool one, letter recognition, which level they fall under. It is under mid A1. Is it under pre A1? Is it under low A1? And so far so on. Next, after we have next after we have recognized, identify our RI pupils, we need to keep we need to keep track of their progress. So this is the form of how to keep progress of our RI pupils. So we need to write down our students' names, skill that we are focused. The current CFR level is the level which we got from the test, from the diagnostic test, and what is our CFR level target. If the students falls under pre A1, do not target them to get low A1. At least target them to get the to get two higher levels. Okay, and then the remedial steps taken. What are the steps that we have taken, and then the outcome. Did they achieve? And then next steps. If they didn't achieve, the outcome didn't achieve, they didn't achieve what we target, what is our next steps, our next plan? And then this is actually when it comes to RI pupils. And then this is actually when it comes to RI pupils, we need to write our lesson plan. We need to plan our lesson by segregating the lessons. We cannot just simply do our lesson plan generally. Okay, this is the example of the RPH that we've done. We have a plan. Okay, so this is like for set induction. This is under Unit 8 of our Year 4 syllabus. For set induction, teacher asks about his or her favorite animal. Teacher chooses random pupils to share their favorite animal in front of the class. For pre-lesson, teacher show Kina's favorite animal to the visualizer. Pupils listen and read the text. Teacher explains the vocabulary that pupils are not familiar. So while actually before we write the set induction, we also need to write the objective, right? So the objective should be segregated as well. The objective for fast finishes, the objective for RI pupils as well. And then for pre-lesson, and then for while lesson, teacher introduce the mind map with guided questions in groups. Advanced pupils need to use full sentence to answer the question based on the text. Okay, we need to segregate the activities as well. This one is for advanced pupils. They need to use full sentence to answer the questions, and for the intermediate pupils, they need to use simple sentences or short phrases to answer the question. But for the remedial activity for the remedial purpose, we need to get the activities from the RI toolkit. We cannot just simply write the activities that we want to do. We are obliged to use the RI toolkit and get the gist of the toolkit in order to write the lesson. Okay, so when it comes to RI pupils, you need to take the activities in the RI toolkit and then put it in our lesson plan. So you can see remedial pupils refer to toolkit 8, page 287. So this teacher is using the remedial toolkit 8 on page 287. So the remedial pupils do not need to follow the lesson that other pupils are learning, which means that if the students are learning unit 8 for year 4 textbook, for our remedial pupils, we can teach them the syllabus for year 3 or year 2 or year 1. It depends on their level. So we cannot teach them the year 4 syllabus yet because they haven't achieved the CEFR level yet that we have targeted for year 4. Okay, and then for post lesson, pupils carry out gallery walk in the class. Teacher provides constructive feedback to the presenters. Okay, okay. Bila buat lesson plan, kita kena pecahkan um, objektif. Student yang fast finisher, student yang intermediate, and student RI pupils. For RI pupils, we cannot just simply give them the same lesson objective as the other pupils. Okay, and then when it comes to activity, we cannot allow them to do the same activity as the advanced and intermediate pupils. So the activity that the remedial pupils need to do is based on the RI toolkit. The activities can be either taken from a lesson of year 3 or year 2 or year 1 because they haven't achieved the level, the CFR level for year 4 yet. Okay, I hope you understand that. And then that is all for the and then that is all for the PLC, our virtual PLC. If you have any questions or you have any confusion, you can ask me directly, and I will be printing the materials that you need to use while assessing the pupils. All the best for us. Thank you for listening.